All righty, people. Greetings. I'm Johnny Scoville. Thank you all for being here. It's going to be a fun one. It's going to be an interesting one. Silver Surfer. Love you, man. Hello, Kristen. Hello, Jane. Hey, Flaming Koala Hot Sauce. So good to see you. Hi, Lisa Trimble. Joseph Hurd. Thanks for being there. All right. We're going to wait a little bit because this is going to be an interesting one. But since Tommy and I have arrived here, it's been just one revelation after the other, sort of. Hi, Carrie Nightingale. Hi, Renee B. Keith Kingman. Good to see you. Folks, if you could do me a favor. Hello, Jeremy Fowler. Do me a favor if you could. Hit the like button. You know what? You guys know what happens. It's, as silly as it sounds, we trick the algorithm. If everybody hits the like button and there's a lot of engagement, like comments and stuff, the algorithm thinks something's going on over here, and they'll send more people over. The more people that watch this, the nicer it is. Hi, Wes. Good to see you. Roberta, hello. What do normies think? Greetings, dude. Been a while. It's going to be an interesting one. Hello, Dizzy Dragon. Thank you for being here. Had an interesting day here today. Hello, Susan. Good morning from Western Australia. New follower. First live. I hope everybody's, you know what? It's a kind group of people. So I think everybody will be very welcoming. Thanks for being here, Susan. Field to Burn. Thanks for being here. Let me tell you something. The ceviche has just been unbelievable. I had it again today. We've been here. It's going to sound silly. 10 days we've been here. We have not eaten anything but ceviche. Today, actually, I asked, and we're really doing, and I want to tell you that we're really trying to speak in Spanish. We really are. Today, they each, when they bring the ceviche, there are 4 little plantains, and I guess it's the only thing they deep fry. And you kind of soak it in the ceviche, and it's just so good. So I asked if we could have like just 2 more, plantain. I asked for dos, and they brought the dish out, and everything was normal. It was really funny. Before they brought it out, I said, "Man, you know what?" I looked at Tommy. I said, "Do you think we're going to get a couple extra plantains, or did I not say it right?" He goes, "Man, I don't know." He goes, "I doubt it." So the waiter, he's wonderful. He's a super nice guy. He brings out the ceviche and puts it down in front of us. So I don't know how to say this, but you know what? Hey, you. Thanks for being here. I didn't want to butcher your name. I'm sorry. So they brought the lunch out, and it was just all it was ceviche with the 4 pieces of plantain. I looked at Tom and said, who cares? It's good. And about 5 minutes later, they brought out a plate of plantains, and there must have been, it comes 4 with lunch. There must have been 20. And I felt so guilty. We ate them all because I didn't want to leave any. I was so full. It's the fullest I've been since I've been here. It was amazing. Field to Burn. It was a rough day. Oh, no way. I'm so sorry. I can't even imagine. I had a cat when I was a little boy. My mom and my dad got my sister and I. Tommy wasn't even born yet. They got us a couple cats. I had a crush on my dad's secretary. Her name was Linda. Silly, but I named my cat Linda. My sister was too young. She had a difficult time saying kitty, so she said Kiki. So that's what the second cat's name was, Kiki. And apparently there was some rat poisoning that had been laid out, and my cat rolled in it, and Kiki cleaned her. That's what we think, and Kiki died. But Linda lived. They had to put her down when I was a sophomore in college. Nobody has family albums anymore. You have one of these, but there's a family album that my mom has of nothing but the cat. And there are pictures of me with the cat going when we first got her and I was a kid, going to first grade, going to high school. I got a picture of her going to the junior prom, before I went to college, coming back from college. It's this thick. She was an amazing cat. I miss her. And I'm so sorry you had to do that. They're family. That's how I feel it. Pepper Beast, always good to be here. My friend is a fighter from long ago. He said to tell everybody he's not going anywhere. He's talking about Dale Cox. Thank you. And I think I saw, please join us tonight. Right after this, you guys, Pepperhead, good to see you. Right after this, Tommy's going to go. So if we could all go over there, we're certainly going to be doing what we can to help Dale out. He had aggressive cancer. You know what? I'll tell you a quick story before we get into the stream. Just Joan, good to see you. Onyx, good to see you. Onyx, names, I'm just going to go with Onyx, but it's good to see you. Ones for our past furry family, for sure. Tommy and I we were kids. I was driving back from college. He was with me. He was in high school still. And we were driving and we saw this thing, caught our attention, flopping around the side of the road. I didn't know what it was. We stopped and it was a cat. And the cat must have just been hit by a car. Chrisman, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Hi, Barbara. And we didn't know what to do. And we weren't going to leave it there. Fire and Flavor, good to see you. I don't have dogs, so I've had dogs in the past. I'll tell you a dog story too, but it's another time. Anyway, this cat was screaming, hi Jeremy, and jumping around, and we didn't know what to do. We had a towel. Hi Kellyanne. We had a towel in the car, so we wrapped it, and I held it. It was flailing. It looked like its head was crushed. It was the saddest thing. There was only one, and we were out of town. So we had like another ways to go before we got to the only vet in the town. And thank God it was during the day because he was open. And it's the only vet. They knew who we were. And we came in there with this cat and we gave it to him. And, they took it back and Tom, it was a bawling mess. And the vet came out and said, the cat, is this your cat? And we said, no. And he said, the cat's probably going to die. And we said, "What is there anything you can do for it?" Hello, hold on a minute. First time, Parabelle. Thank you for being here. Sad because of this. Don't be sad. We all need a little resistance in life. Dylan Campbell, good to see you. Anyway, so Tommy said, "Is there anything you can do for this cat? What's wrong with it?" And he said his jaw's crushed. It was a boy cat. His jaw was crushed. And he said, "Can you fix it?" This is a long time ago. I'm telling you, this is like 1986, I think it was. He said, I can do it. We put a steel plate on its jaw. And he says, but, I'm not doing it for free. And it was, I think, if I can remember, it was either $1,000 or $1,500. He could tell you. He has a better memory than I. And Tommy said, do it. We'll pay for it. And didn't have a collar. We didn't know whose cat it was. We had a few bucks. Tommy, and mostly Tommy, paid. The surgery was done, and Tommy paid for that cat to be fixed. And it wasn't even his cat. Tommy has a ridiculously huge heart for cats. And if he was here, he'd be really bummed out that you lost your cat. And I'm really sorry. So we had ceviche today, and it's funny, the red sauce, it's different every day. So today Tom was like, how's the red sauce today? I said, you try it. It was hot today. And man, he's using more and more, and I'm using more and more. Building my tolerance up again. As soon as we get into the apartment on the 30th, not like on the 30th, but in July, I'm going to start the search for really hot peppers in this area. It'll be fun to see what they've got. But I love cats. But anyway, it made our nose run all day. So Squirrel's not sneezing at all anymore. Katie still is. But I think that's just the change of moving or whatever. All right. So you saw the thumbnail. We're all broken. We really are. If you think you're not broken, it's almost like we've all heard the phrase dysfunctional family. I'm offended by that. I hate the phrase because there's no such thing as a functional family. Every family's got issues. Every family does. It's just part of life. You know what? They're not playing around with spice in South America. You know what? The stuff we've had, I asked what was in it. And he said peppers. So I don't know what they're using, but it was so good. I mean, it really, really was good. I don't know, Pepperhead, if I'm going to be growing plants. I kind of said I want to. I've been saying that for, a decade now. I should be able to because on our balcony, there's plenty of sunlight and we have a pretty cool balcony. So I might do that. But anyway, I personally think every family is dysfunctional. And I also think that we're all broken. And some of us are beautifully broken. And some of us are just broken. And the difference is what it's all from within us. Yesterday, if you didn't see yesterday's, I've been a mess lately. This has been a very emotional thing for me. The older I get, the more, I don't know what it is. I cry like I can't watch commercials like the USPCA. I flip them. I'm like, I don't know. I'm getting very emotional as I get older. Yesterday, in the last couple of days, we've been doing, please hit the like, everybody. Thank you for doing that. I've come to the place where I know that there's no room in my life for negativity and there's zero room in my life for hatred. And I don't care where it comes from. Now, I mean, if Tommy just came at me with all kinds of negativity, it's not like I'm going to cut Tommy out of my life. I do whatever I could to fix it. But if there's some, I've said a couple of days ago, there's people in your life that are going to be uplifting and there are going to be people that tear you down. And if there are people around you that are tearing you down, it is my advice to separate yourself from them. And it can be hard because it can be friends, it can be family. It's a difficult thing to do, but they will drag you down. So what's been happening lately, if you've watched the last couple shows of mine and the last couple shows of Tommy's, it's the love fest. It is the love fest. Now, I said a lot of times, I try to be a very, very positive person. And one thing that happens when you're a positive person is you attract positive people, which is a terrific thing. But you irritate negative people. And that's just the truth. You really, really do. So the last couple of days, it's I have to choose love. It comes from within. It's not happiness doesn't just happen. You create it. I'm redesigning my life from the ground up. And I'm pretty much a happy guy. You know what I mean? I really am. But I love the world is such a mess right now. There is so much hate, and there is so much. It's just it borders evil. There's just so much evil in the world. The focus for the last couple of days has been love. I finished yesterday's video, and within an hour, 100 subscribers of this channel decided they didn't like love, that that's not their get down. And a little over 100 subscribers bailed. Now, I've been doing this a long time. And the cool thing is I didn't do this to become rich or famous, and subs don't matter to me. It really doesn't. If there's 51 people in the chat right now, if that's all it ever gets to today, I don't care. It's the right 51 people. Ooh, we have 52 now. But it's a pruning sort of a thing. When you're a positive person, you irritate negative people. And I find it fantastic. I find it so fascinating that I'm putting out a message that love is going to be the name of the game. It's going to be positivity here. And that's just the name of the game. It's the way it's going to be. And the response from a message like that was 100 people said, hit the unsubscribe button. Now, here's the crazy thing. I got 11 emails. I got 7 emails yesterday that were spectacular. Unbelievable. The most supportive and wonderful, tear-jerking, I mean, so beautiful emails that make me, that it puts wind in the sails. It keeps me going. It gives me a lift. Hit the like button, please. Look at that. 51 people and 28 likes. Let's get that like button. So you like the art behind the italicizer. Good to see you. I like the art too. I did a short that I uploaded a few days ago. I think a lot of this art was done from the same artist. I'm pretty sure. Now, 7 of the, there may have been more than 7. There were a lot of really, really wonderful emails. And I'm not going to call you out by name because a bunch of you are in the chat right now that send them. Thank you. They touched me. But I got some that were so hateful. I had one that said, it's good you're in South America because if I found you in North America, that would be it. So there's some people but you know what? I got to tell you how happy I am about that. Because those 100 people that left, I don't want them here. And when I tell you that I am not a person that cares about the subscriber count, it's easy not to care when you already have a silver play button. You know what I mean? But I don't care about the subscriber count. What I care is about surrounding myself with positive people. Italicizer. I now live in South America. I am immigrating to Ecuador. So that's where I'm. Noah James, good to see you. I love you too. Thanks for being here. Now, I read all of the positive ones a couple times because they were beautiful. I read a lot of the negative ones. I probably shouldn't have. But I was curious because clearly there's a trend. I mean, 100 people just like that. So there's a trend. And I'm Dennis Niswanger, good to see you. Trouble. There are people, Pepper Poppy, good to see you. There are people that hate happy. There are people that hate happy. Now, I think part of it, I said in yesterday's video, if we can't have it, a lot of times we hate it. So if somebody's just a miserable person and they see somebody that's happy, it's understandable. They're going to hate them. And they're in a place, that's where they're at. That's the place in life they're at the moment. Crazy Cat, good to see you. You look happy and you have a glow about you. I'm telling you something. I'm choosing to be happy. I'm in a terrifying spot. I'm in a country where I don't know the language. And it's very, very tense. People are very kind and they're very nice, but like I don't speak Spanish. John Atkins, hello, good to see you. Sounds like a man with tax issues. No, it's not my issues. It's been an incredible experience. I'm telling you right now, the people that left, they hate the happy message. Think about that. Isn't that crazy? So it made me realize, like we are all broken. We are. Every one of us. Maybe not. I shouldn't say maybe there's somebody in the chat that's not broken. I'm broken. I'm a broken vessel. Renee says, after my son went back went to prison, I left the church because I was angry. I'm back at church now. You know what church does? The church shoots their wounded. If you've done something and you go to your church, churches shoot the wounded. And it's a sad thing, but I've seen it happen a lot of times. I've been shot in church. I've been wounded and talked about it. Italicizer, I do use Duolingo, and it's a silly thing because the first 2 days I was here, I would speak into the app. Like, how do I, how much for the room? And I'd show it to them. Then it dawned on me, like, hey, why am I showing it to them? I need to say it and start reading it. So I'm learning this. That's what we've been doing. It's a choice. Happiness is a choice. The glow is a choice because I'm telling you, this is tense. Hello, Dennis Brace. So good to see you. My name is Jeremy, who doesn't know me. I've known Johnny since 2019. Boy, has it been that long? Bros for life. That's a good man right there. Hi, Gouthie. Good to see you. Brandon, good to see you. Love is a beautiful thing. It sure is. It is, but I'm telling you, it's a choice. I'm telling you, it's a choice. Do you think that in the 10 days I've been here, it's been nothing but happy? I've had some very tense moments. I'm choosing to be happy, and that's what I'm doing. So we need to do that, I think. So I believe that we're broken. We're broken vessels. Hi, Tyler. So hi, Monk. Good to see you. I'm going to Monk. You know what's really funny? I said to Tommy today, dude, yesterday somebody said in the chat to tell the Monk story. Because we always say, I'm going to Monk, and nobody knows why. And I had forgotten. And I said, Tommy, yesterday somebody in the chat said to tell the Monk story. And I looked at him, I said, I forgot. He goes, you're kidding me. And he told me, I laughed my skull off. It was hilarious. I remember it. Brock Bandy, dude. You're late. You're not late. You're here. So it's a challenge, and I'm choosing to be positive. Look at this. Joseph says, as long as you're in a church with 2 more people, that will happen. It's fact. We're all human, and sometimes personalities clash. Hopefully, you still have God in common with us. Boy, here's the thing. I was telling a lot of people, I'm a guy of faith. And that was another big reason. A lot of the emails said, man, if I want to go to church, I'd go to church. I'm not preaching. I'm sorry. I'm just in a place, and I'm going to tell you where I'm feeling. And if it bums you out, I'm sorry. But the bottom line is I'm thrilled that the 100 people left, because they are negative people. What have I been saying for days now? I am not going to surround myself with negative people. Kristen says, I would be tense if I had to share a hotel room with my brother for too long. And 2 cats. It's not a very big hotel room, but I'm tired of being in this hotel room. I really am. Let's see here. I'm going to catch up. Down with Woke. Good to see you. Stephen Marshall. Good to see you. The only person I know that moves to the equator and gains no tan. Here's the thing. I go outside. We walked around a lot the first 3 or 4 days. Closing on everything and doing everything we're doing is taking a lot of time, and we're inside a lot more than I kind of want to be. We'll be in the Jeremy says we have some cool stories. I have one of the funniest stories. I really can't even tell it here, but I have one of the funniest stories about Jeremy Bell. So Parabel says, why are people sending you hate? I don't understand, because people hate what they can't have. And if they see somebody with joy that's happy and they're a miserable person. I said yesterday in the video, now I've said this frequently, that comparison, Parabel, comparison is the thief of joy. You know what I mean? If you just look at what you have and you have an attitude of gratitude, you're blessed. You have what you have. But when you start looking at like what other people, like, what is he driving? I don't drive that car. I wish I did. Or I don't, comparison is the thief of joy. And the problem is social media, YouTube, TikTok, you name it, they're comparison machines. It's a comparison machine. And that's the truth. I will be getting out in the sun a lot more. In fact, we move in on the 30th. On the 1st, July 1st, we're going to actually go swimming like all the way in the water. I kind of walked out, waded out in the water a couple of days ago, and I couldn't believe how warm the water was. Marty Mongoose, Johnny, seeing you as happy as you are makes me happy and gets me through the tough times. You know what? That's because you're a positive person. I wouldn't even if I had like a late night PM version that you had to show an ID to get into to listen, I would never read to you the emails that I'm getting. You wouldn't believe it. And I feel bad for those people. You know what I mean? I would rather have, like, look, there's 60 people in the chat right now. I would rather have 60 positive people than 10,000 people that are negative, or 1 million. Show the tattoo. By the way, tattoos. I'm gonna get another one. Feeling the need for some more ink. It is, though. Tell me it's not. It's a comparison machine. It really is. It used to be, hey, how do I fix my sink? How do I change the oil in my car? Now it's just a comparison machine. Jeremy Fowler asks, will the Usul bike be joining you on the balcony now? Do you know what it would cost me to ship that thing? It would have cost a lot of money. He said, no, but I'm going to swim a lot. I'm going to surf. I'm going to try to learn to kite surf, which ought to be hilarious. Pepper Beast, Johnny, I'm eating on warthogs and Dale's Crosses, and I'm telling you, Johnny, there's a good bit more burn. It's got that habanero sting. I kind of like the habanero sting. It'd be fun if a really super hots had that habanero sting. I will absolutely be testing the local chilies for sure. Renee says, I can't wait to see surfing, whale watching, and the Galapagos. The Galapagos is fun. Miso Smokes, good to see you. The Galapagos is a big deal because that's like a 6-hour boat ride away. Gauthi, are we going to see you eat more peppers? I've said in every video and every short in the last month, I'm absolutely going to be eating peppers. But right now, I promise you, with everything I got on my plate, the last thing I'm thinking about is acquiring pods. I've just begun the immigration process. It's a process, and fortunately, there are expat groups that are here that help. But but yes, I will be eating peppers, I promise you. But I'm going to be doing a lot of other things. Whale watching starts in 2 days or 3 days. July, August, September, and October. Humpback whales come to, and the moms, the females, give birth right in front of the apartment of ours, and you can see them from the beach. So I'm really excited about that because there's so much to do here. There's going to be a lot more than just pepper videos. So I want you guys to see it like a buffet with a crap load of options. There are people that only watch the channels because they want to see me hurt. There are people that only want to watch chilies because they want to grow stuff. There are people that only watch my guitar videos. There are people that only watch the cat videos. I don't mind what you pick and choose. Pick and choose what you like. But it's what this channel really is now. I mean, it's living abroad. It's everything about living abroad. It's not just peppers. I'm going to read some of these comments. It's really bad. I get behind. It's terrible. Let's see here. Brandon says, I believe in this mission. I'm going to be more positive and get help and help someone. So all we can do in life, a smile can change a person's day. And you know it because somebody, come on, how old are we? I don't know how old everybody is. You've had a crappy day and somebody smiled and turned it around. Do that. One positive thing from you that helped me was to inspire me to grow hydroponic peppers. Cool. Keeps me sane and happy. You uploaded that hydroponic habanero video a long time ago, and it was awesome. Thank you, Parabellex. I appreciate that. You are what you surround yourself. Surround yourself with hate. Boy, you got that right. The vibe of the tribe. Joseph Hurt says it's sad because you would think negative people would want to be to help them. No, that's the thing. They don't. Misery loves company. They don't want the last thing a negative person wants to do is be around somebody positive. They can't stand it. It's the truth. Sam, Johnny, do you think if I ship peppers with dry ice? I don't know. I've had pepper shipped. Somehow my mic just muted. I've had pepper sent to me from Germany when I lived in Reno. And so I think it's probably possible. Not quite sure. I'm not quite sure. I think the habanero, originated from Dizzy's here. Dizzy's so much more knowledgeable about that kind of stuff. Inform us, dude. Swiss Vapor says, being a part of this chasing community means a lot to me. Stay as you are. Cross your boundaries. Stay spicy and real. I'm trying. Thank you. And let me get back to the chat. So there are people that just can't stand positive people. And you know what? If I'm being honest, I got to tell you something. I've had some times in my life. Nice, Tony Suter. Good to see you. I've had some horrible times, like really, really horrible times. And during those times, I did not want to be around really happy people. My life was in the toilet. You know what I mean? So I get it. But happiness is a choice. And I'm telling you, I believe, and look, there may be somebody in this chat who's not broken. I'm a broken vessel. I'm jacked up. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. You know, so I think most of us are broken. So a long time ago, I heard a while ago, I heard a parable from my brother, and I couldn't remember it. So what I did was I went to Chat GPT, which is amazing, and I asked about the parable, and it just like that, it was on my screen. Now I've read it 3 times, and every time I've read it, I've bawled like a 3-year-old. Like, I'm serious. I don't know what it is, but so I'm going to try to read that, but I'm not going to try to read it now. I'm going to try to hang off for a little bit. It's to me, it's profound. It really, really is. So what are you going to do when we're negative, when we're broken? How do you fix yourself? Someone said it. You fix yourself by surrounding yourself with positive people. The truth of the matter is it's a mindset. I know it's hard. It's just like Jack Sparrow said in Pirates of the Caribbean, your problem isn't your problem. Your problem is your attitude about the problem. It's a parable, an Indian parable. I'll tell you in just a little bit. What I'm doing is I'm stealing myself. I'm trying to get tough because, like, I'm not joking. I don't want to cry when I tell you this story. It just really wrecks me. Have you guys ever heard of the Japanese art? Kinsinguri. I'm not sure how to say it. It's a Japanese art where if a pot breaks, they will repair it and with gold and they make it look more beautiful and more. It's just incredible. You know what I mean? So that's a pretty cool thing. But when we're all broken, what can we do? You know, I find talking is the most important thing. And here's the thing. Hi, Jennifer. It's good to see you. When you're busted and broken and down, the last thing you want to do is be talking about it. Thank you, Kristen. That's it. You know what? Nope, that's not it. Hi, Jennifer. It's that. And just like underneath it, Silver Surfer, they repair it with gold. It's very beautiful. Thank you, Kristen. It's beautiful art, and it's neat. It's the symbolism is fantastic. Hi, Mark. We had a bad tornado here in Largo, like 2 miles. I'm so sorry. I hope you're okay. I really do. Fixing others is great. You know what I mean? But sometimes it's hard to fix somebody else if you're broken. You know what I mean? But helping people, you know, lending a helping hand. I find trying to serve somebody and do something good for somebody makes me feel better. And I feel like, I remember when I was on with Harvest 912, I used to go to their clinics and I'd wash feet of people. We put shoes on, and really I want to do a service and give restored dignity to these people and do something nice. And what I found when I walked off that bus, I can't begin to tell you how I felt. And then I started questioning myself, like, why am I washing feet? Am I doing it so I'll feel good? What's my motivation? Or am I doing it because I want to help somebody? Well, I really do want to help somebody, but at the same time, I felt so good for doing that. It's a weird thing, but service is a beautiful thing. Sharing brokenness heals all involved. Talking, you know, when you're broken, every time I've been really busted and broken, I don't talk about it. We do the exact opposite of what we should be doing. When we're broken and busted and hurting and suffering, what we need to do is journal, talk to people about it. That's why therapists exist. However, the default function of most people when you're miserable and you're hurting and you're broken isn't to do that. It's just the opposite. We retreat within ourselves. Additionally, a lot of people will end up, listen, I'm going to be 60 years old pretty soon. I have abused every substance on the planet And every time I did it, I was trying to fix something. I was broken, and I was trying to fix it. And that's the truth. You know what I mean? So what happens is when we're broken, we look externally to fix things. Well, like I talked about in yesterday's video, happiness is within. Tommy said, don't look for happiness where you lost it. Well, you lost your happiness from within. So why would looking outside fix your happiness? You got to look inside. And that's where choice. It's a choice. It's literally a decision to be happy, to be positive. And it's hard. It's not easy. It's counterintuitive. Bro, thank you so much. Thank you so much for doing that. Mike, for the people that he's going to gift 5 memberships, for the people that do, there are a lot of videos there, over 100 and some odd videos that nobody on the channel has ever seen. So check them out. So when we're hurt, the last thing we want to do is the thing that we need to do. And what we end up doing is the thing we shouldn't be doing. And that's how I became addicted to a ton of different substances. You know what I mean? It's the truth. Because I lost my happiness inside. I know why. It's academic. It doesn't matter. But instead of taking proper steps to fix it, I looked outside. I chose substances. There was a time when I was a young man, I went through a period of time where I thought that the best things in the world were things. You know what I mean? Things you can acquire. There was a time where Tommy and I both drove Porsches. You know what I mean? And it's shallow. It's hollow. There's no happiness in things. You think it is, but there isn't. Sometimes wanting something is even better than getting it. Has anybody in the chat ever experienced that? You want something really bad, and the wanting is so incredible. Then you get it. It's like, oh. Has anybody ever experienced that? That sometimes the wanting is better than the getting? Or am I just the only one that's ever experienced that? Because I have. So we have to look inward, and that's important. We have to talk. I'm a big fan of therapy. I've been in therapy, and it's helped me. But you can't steer a parked car. You know what I mean? You gotta want to do something. You can't steer a parked car. And a lot of us our cars are in park and we're stuck. And you know what I mean? You gotta look inward. And I think a big part of it is an attitude of gratitude. Instead of being like, I'm very fortunate where I'm at right now. But you know, an attitude of gratitude, be thankful for what you have. I remember, you ever hear of C. Everett Koop? Used to be our Surgeon General. His son was the pastor of my church in the town I used to live in. And he said some funny things, all about what we're talking about right now. You got to talk. When we're in trouble, we have to do the opposite of what we want to do. When you're suffering, talk to people. Don't suffer in silence. Put a 1 in the chat if you've ever been broken and hurt and you talked to somebody about it and felt better. Please put a 1 in the chat if you've done that. If you've experienced doing this about a problem with somebody you know or not, if that's helped you, please put a 1 in the chat. Renee, I only experienced that when I was younger. The nice car, meaningless now. You know, and I mentioned it yesterday, and so did Tommy. How many superstars, how many athletes, how many rock stars or movie stars with everything in the world, money in the bank, the houses, the cars, off themselves because they lost their happiness. They lost their inner joy. And instead of looking inward, B. Hendricks, good to see you. Instead of looking inward to find that joy, they say, I'll go buy it. You know, you can sniff it, you can smoke it, you can steer it, you can wear it on your wrist, you can, you know what I mean? And what happens for those people, if they don't get a grip and realize that they got to start looking inward to find that happiness, what they end up thinking is there's no such thing as happy. And if I have all these things, then I can't be happy. Who's the guy that did all the food reviews? What was his name? I can't remember. I used to really like him. Miso Smokes, thank you for being here. I can't remember what his name was. Someone will put his name in the chat. But he's and how many times have he said, well, he had everything. Why would he do that? Because the inner, not Zimmerman, I can't remember. He was a silver-haired guy. He was amazing. He was a very, very funny guy. He would do food, cooking. I can't remember his name. Someone's going to say it in the chat. Thank you, Bourdain. Anthony Bourdain. Bill's Place. Anthony Bourdain. Robin Williams, too. When he left, he had millions in the bank. But that's because we think money makes us happy. And I have news for you. Money doesn't make you happy. It doesn't. It doesn't. It doesn't make you happy. You know what I mean? It comes from within. Some of the happiest people in the world have nothing. And I don't want what I don't have. Does that make any sense to you? Like, I don't want a Ferrari. I don't want things I don't have. Anyway, start journaling, having an attitude of gratitude. Sit down and make a list of everything that you're grateful for. Puka Vista, good to see you. If you sit down and you make a list of every single thing you're grateful for, I promise you it's going to change your attitude. One of the first times I ever sat in that guy, Sierra Coop's church, he said, if you woke up with a roof over your head today, you have more than $1 in your pocket, and you ate something yesterday, you're better off than 80% of the world. I don't know if that's true, but boy, it sure makes you think. I'm a very, very, very fortunate person, you know. Parabellix. I'll try journaling. I never did it before. You know what? Journaling is so important. Stephen Marshall. Try TRT as part of your therapy. I don't know what TRT is. Email me and let me know. My email, if one of the mods can put it up. If you want to email me, but people are really into emailing me. Please feel free. I don't mind. But she'll stick the email up. Please email me. Now, I think I've test replacement therapy. Thank you. I will look into that. I am going to try to tell you this story now. Before I do, Susan says that Tommy made me make my bed yesterday. Even though I'm still recovering from the flu, I got up, I made my bed, took the dog for a slow walk in the sun, made me feel better. If you're in a funk, change the room you're in. Get out of the room you're in. I promise you it will help. Hi, JT, QD, 1WV. Good to see you. Somehow I muted myself. There's something over here that's muting me if I touch something. Mark asked if I will come back to the States for vacation. I will not be, Mark. I'll be coming back to the States for significant things. My daughter's graduation, things like that. But I will be flying my kids here a lot. And, hopefully I will have some friends visit me here. But this is my home. I'm very happy about that, by the way. The 8-minute rule, yeah. 8 minutes. There it is. Jeremy says, completely change everything around you that you can for 8 minutes and rewire your focus manually. I call it playing fetch with your brain. You know what I mean? Activate your as many senses as you can, as quickly as you can. And you can trick. I mean, your brain is not your friend, you guys. Your brain isn't your friend. My brain is my enemy. If you don't think so, good Lord. All right, let me tell you this story. All right, I'm going to try. Thank you for watching videos here. I appreciate that. Chili Eskimo, hello. I know that, Stephen Marshall. Not a problem. Making your bed's a big deal. All right, so I'm going to try to read this, and If I cry on you, I apologize, but this is beautiful. And I want to challenge every one of you. You know what? There's only 69 of us here. I promise you, 69 of us can start a movement that changes the world, but I can't do it alone. All right? Doesn't cost money to do this. Doesn't cost a dime. All it is kindness. Treat somebody the way you want to be treated. Okay, it's a parable about the crackpot. All right? Or a broken water jar. God, this is going to suck. A water bearer in India had 2 large pots, each hung on the ends of a pole which he carried on across his shoulders. One pot was perfect and always delivered a full portion of water. The other pot was cracked, and by the time the bearer reached the house, it was only half full. This went on every day for 2 years. The perfect pot was proud of its accomplishments, and the cracked pot was ashamed and miserable, feeling like a failure. One day, the cracked pot apologized to the water bearer and said, "I'm sorry I failed you. Because of my flaw, you don't get full value for your efforts." And the water bearer smiled and said, Did you notice the flowers growing only on your side of the path? I planted seeds there, knowing that your crack would water them. For 2 years, I picked those flowers to decorate the master's table. And without you being there, just the way you are, there would be no beauty there. I knew I couldn't do it. God. What are you going to do? Plant seeds. Plant some seeds and create some beauty. You're broken. Your vessel's broken. My vessel's broken. I'm sorry. I really am. I will tell you this, though. The 4th time I read that today, it was the best I've done so far. I'm broken. I've done more bad things in my life. I promise you, all 62 people in this chat, all put together. But I want to be a better person. But I know I'm broken. And I don't know what side of I'm broken on. I don't know how to plant the seeds. But I want to be a better person. And I want to be an example. And if, here's the thing. I appreciate that. Pepperhead, you're a great man. I'm not. I'm a terrible man. I'm not. Thank you for saying that. I'm not. You know what? When I first started the channel, I would end a live stream, and everybody was telling me how great I was. I was drinking then. I was drinking a lot. And everybody in the stream would say the nicest things about me. And I would hang up I'd push the stop button. And the second the red light went away, I would cry like a child because I felt like a fraud. I was telling everybody at the time, run at your problems. Don't run away from them. And I was drinking. You know what I mean? And I felt like such a fraud. The divide, listen to me, the divide between what people think, how you see me, and who I am is so vast. It's so far apart. It's violent. And everybody's thinking I'm a great guy. I'm not. I'm a terrible guy. But I want to be a good guy. I want to be a better person. And I don't want to I don't want anybody around me that doesn't want to be a better person. You know what I mean? And listen, JT, I still drink. It's okay. It's okay. You know what? I can relate. But you know what? Do what I do. My bed's made. I journaled this morning. I say hi to everybody I saw today. Dios te bendigo means God bless you. I'm learning things. I'm trying to learn to be a good person. Thank you, Shannon. You're so sweet. Sam says you're a great. You're just hard on yourself, like we all can be. There's only one person. Yeah. Just shown, just like Tommy, you were a terrible man. You aren't anymore. Give yourself grace. I'm trying. I promise you. I'm trying. I don't want to know what your aunts tell you. I don't, because that's personal. Those are your aunts. I would never tell you what my aunts tell me. It's horrific. Guns, razors, knives. It sounds silly, but if you eat peppers daily, it won't be as hot. Anally. No, I didn't see it that way. No. Well, I won't do it that way. I kind of like eating them orally. It works better for me, but that's funny. Pepper Beast. Johnny, I just got off the phone with Dale. He says, Johnny, you'll be able to eat his peppers soon and that you are awesome. Stay burning. Thank you. I appreciate that. Have you guys ever seen a piece of grass growing out of the street? You ever see that? Cement? Somehow there's a piece of grass growing out of the cement. Here's the thing. We just got to, and I don't care if you drink every day. If you knew the things that I did every day for decades, do you want to stop? If anybody in this chat has a problem with a substance, okay, I'm not an expert. I'm not like Tommy, but you know what? I'm sober. If there's anybody in this chat that wants help with sobriety, Kristen will put my email up and reach out, and I give you my word, I'll help you. I promise. Renee says, we're all terrible in our own way. I drink too much and I'm often very sad. I love my friends and nothing is better than taking care of my patients. I hate it when they say positive things of me. So do I, Renee, so do I. I do too. I have a hard time with it. That's why, Paul said the things I want to, I don't do, and the things I don't do, I want to do. I totally get it. Hi, Keith Lego. Love you, dude. Oh, you missed a fun one. Told a great story, and I'll tell you what, for $500, I wouldn't tell it again. Sorry, bro. You can, what you can do though? Please go back and it was kind of a weird comment, Kathy. You can go back and watch it. Kellyanne says, being a good person is being authentic, being your authentic self in this world. Maybe all those tears were release of getting rid of all the toxic stuff. Maybe. The long, slow work of a blade of grass is enough to crack and break man-made concrete. The roots we have are stronger than the man-made problems when taken slowly. Really important. I got news for you. We all need help. And the key to it, and I really believe this, is connection. It's connection. True or false, every time you've been in the worst times, the loneliest times, the times where you felt the most useless, you weren't talking to anybody. When you saw friends, hey, let me tell you how crappy I feel. You weren't doing that, right? I wasn't. I was looking for something to shoot into my arm. Sorry. Gelatessus. I don't know if I'm saying that right. I'm sorry. Personally, I think those are tears you didn't let out 20 years ago. Perhaps. I don't know. Monk says, love you guys. This is a great channel. I don't know. Here's the thing. I want you to know something. I'm going to lose 150 subs in the next hour. And I want you to know something. I'm thrilled about it. Because I'm getting rid of the chaff. If you're somebody who hates happiness, if you're somebody who hates somebody because of who they pray to, If you're somebody who has a problem with somebody because of the color of their skin, please unsubscribe from this. No hard feelings at all. But I'd like you to do that. So I think I'm never going to stop. I hate to use the word preaching, but I'm never going to stop preaching love. Ever. Ever. Because that's what we need. That's what keeps me alive. If I didn't have that, hi, Bruce Cook. Thanks for being here. Pepper Beast says, I wish Dale was here with us. I think he's here with us. Pepper Beast. I'm eating warthogs and it's 5 peppers cross. It's more than 1 hot minute. It's more like 20 minutes. That's awesome. Silver Surfer. I love you. Good night, dude. Tell Michelle I said hi, will you? Some wonderful people in this chat right now. It's interesting. Spread love and see what happens. Be positive and see what happens. You're gonna repel the negative. You're gonna draw some hate, I promise. If you're taking flack, it means you're around the target. I'm taking a lot of flack right now. Like you can't believe. I'm taking a lot of flack. But I can take it. I'm a tough guy. I've taken a lot worse. So I can take it. I wouldn't want what's happening to me to happen to my worst enemies. I really wouldn't. Good people do attract good people. It's true, Just Joan. It's a fact. So here's the deal. Here's my promise. I shouldn't say this. Here's my hope. I'm not going to cry tomorrow. I'm just being real with you guys, all right? I'm not going to stop preaching love. I hope you tell, if you have a problem with love, if you have a problem with the direction my channel is going, I don't mind. I really don't. But instead of leaving a negative word, just walk away. It's okay. No one's going to be upset. I do not care how many subscribers I have. I just want the right ones. I really don't. Pepperhead says, I've been watching you for 6 years. I like this new content. Thank you. But here's the thing. There's so many they hate. They hate it. There's so many do you know what? Hate sells, man. If I got on here and how many times have you heard me drop the F-bomb or swear? And you know what I mean? If I wanted, I could get crude. I could change my content and make 5 times the money I'm making right now. What do you see on the front? There are no newspapers anymore, but how many happy stories do you see on the news? Do you see any? Because hate sells. Hate sells. Timothy Glass, what motivated you to get rid of that long beard? Hard to tell you and your brother apart. You know what it was? That's a funny question, Timothy Glass. You're a good dude. I just got sick of having it. Hi, Lisa White. Thank you for being here. Well, when I was, I lived in Reno, and when I used to do reviews in the park, and I called it the zoo because, man, it was the most beautiful park during the day. Around 6 o'clock, it would start to change. About 8 o'clock, it got weird. About 10 o'clock, it was a nightmare. It was a horrific place. And I used to do challenges in the middle. My get down then was to go into the park at 3 a.m. and do a challenge by myself. And I'm telling you, there were gunshots. It was a frightening place. But one day during the day, when it was nice and you see families walking around with the kids, I was walking. I had a bottle of hot sauce in my hand. I had a tripod. I had my camera. And I was walking to a spot where I was making a video. And a woman was walking towards me. And she looked at me. She looked at my beard. I swear, she looked at my face. And she grabbed her kid and pulled her kid close and then bolted in the opposite direction right after looking at me. And that hurt my feelings because I don't think I'm a bad person. I'm not a dangerous person. I'm not going to hurt anybody. I don't think I'm a good person. I'm trying to be, but I'm not a danger. You know what I mean? But that bummed me out. And I just got sick of having it. So I decided I needed to get rid of it. I really did. You know something? I love you, Lego, enough. Where did I see that? Lego. I love you enough to tell you to get your act together. I know you super dislike him. Pray for him. I'm asking you to. I'm asking you because you're my friend. I wouldn't do it with somebody I didn't know in the chat. In fact, I'm going to call you tomorrow and we're going to talk about it. I'm going to tell you why you should. I'm going to tell you how it's going to better your life if you do. I'm not trying to be a jerk. You're my brother. He's bald. He looks like if there was ever a third Scoville, it's him. So I feel like I sort of have the right to say that to him. All right, so we're going to wrap it up right now because Tommy's going to be on in about 15 minutes or something. I apologize for getting Sabi on you. I didn't mean to. Micah, good to see you. I got to tell you something. Your vessel's broken. My vessel's broken. Let's do what we can. Even if you can't fix your vessel, be the best vessel you can be as you are. Your happiness that you lost, you're not going to find it out there somewhere. I got to tell you something. I got a cool view I'm about to go to in 2 days. There have been times where it would have been the most miserable place in the world for me to be. Happiness comes from within. If you've lost your happiness, I promise you it's within you, and it's a decision. If you need help, email me. Please do that, okay? It's chasetheheat@gmail.com. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Renee. Thank you for everybody who's here, And you know what? If you stuck it through the whole thing and you're like, man, I hate this new direction he's headed, I appreciate the times you've watched. Kindly let yourself out. We're going to wrap it up now, and I won't cry on you tomorrow. I'm Johnny Scoville, living abroad. I love you, Lego. I didn't mean to call you out. I love you. You know that. Be kind to someone.